Hi friends, my name is Paul, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, and in today's video I would like to show you this little SWR meter I purchased from the AliExpress. The link for this little device you will find down in the video description. So the reason why I purchased this little SWR meter is that I wanted to be able to tune the Magloop antenna without SWR meter built in transceiver. So if you have some kind of homemade transceiver or some older type of the transceiver without SWR meter, this is the perfect thing what you may need. So let me show you this little device in detail and let me test this device if it really works, how it works, and also what is hiding inside this little box. So let's keep watching and see you soon. Well, so let me first connect the Xiegu X6100 to the SWR digital power meter, just to check if the output power matches with the internal readings of this SWR power meter. For this test, I will use this 25 watt dummy load, which works from DC up to 3 GHz. I use this adapter, which is PL to PL259, male and male, so I can connect directly this dummy load to the power meter. And a TX input we have to connect via this short coaxial cable with a BNC connector to my transceiver. Once we have all connected, we are finally able to do a test of this SWR digital power meter. Just wanted to tell you that this Xiegu X6100 gives us a minimum power 0.1 watt and the maximum power is 10 watt in case we have connected an external power supply, what we have. And let me check the power on the screen. So we have here 0.1 watt. We'll increase the power to 1 watt. And what is also very important to switch to the FM mode, because the FM mode gives us a full power of this radio. So push the PTT button and let's see the first line on the screen. So with 1 watt we can see 1.1, 1.2, and this short beeping is due to some kind of maybe connection problem with on a cable or maybe on the BNC connector. So as we can see, on 1 watt on the radio is 1.1, 1.2 watt on the SWR power meter. So let me increase the power up to 5 watt. And here we can see 4.9, sometimes 5 plus minus, which is also quite accurate and in tolerance. So now we can increase the power up to 10 watts. And with 10 watt setting we can see 10.4 plus minus. So in conclusion, yeah, we can say that the radio produced 10 watts. The SWR power meter also shows us 10 watts. So my further test will be this little SWR meter. I need to connect this SWR meter to the dummy load. And as you can see, the dummy load is connected to this mini SWR meter into out socket. And into in socket I connected this jumper cable to the SWR digital power meter, into antenna socket, and TX input socket is connected via this jumper cable to my transceiver output. And the reason why I connected this SWR meter in between the dummy load and the SWR power meter is that I can measure if this SWR meter will not influence of any kind the SWR in this line. Actually, we should see the same SWR like before, so it should be 1.1 also over here if this SWR meter is correct. A minimal power rating of this device is the most interesting information for me as a QRP operator, which means that what minimal power will shine up those LEDs on the device. As you can see, the manufacturer says that it should be 5 watt, so the minimal power input power should be 5 watt. So let's check this on the radio. I set the radio to 5 watt, as you can see on the screen. So let me check if the 5 watt is really here. Yeah, it is really here. And what about this SWR meter? And voila, yeah, 1.0 is really shining. Okay. So the minimal power rating on 20 meter band. Let's check the other bands, like let's say 28 megahertz FM mode, and the power is 5 watts. So here we have 4.5 watts, and it's still shining. Good. So with 4.5 watt, this SWR meter is still shining. Okay. Now let's check 10 watts. So we have here a full power 10 watts. It's 9.5 watts. Yeah, and you see that the brightness of the LED is significantly stronger. But it works with 10 watts. And of course, you can see the SWR 1.0 on this LED, which means that this SWR measures 100% correct. And also measurement on 80 meter band. I have 5 watt selected on the radio, and as you can see that the LED is still shining with 5 watt on 80 meter band into a dummy load. Let's check the SWR and the power here. So we have here 4.9 or 5 watts, and the SWR is 1.0. And the second test will be to see an influence of this mini SWR meter in line between the antenna and the radio. So firstly, I will check the SWR again on this dummy load connected directly to the SWR power meter. I'm on 80 meter band and I'm running 5 watt now. I will increase that in 10 watts. So 10 watts and 80 meter band is 10.4 watts, and the SWR is 1.0. Next will be 20 watts, 20 meters and 10 watts. So here we have 10.4 and SWR 1.1. And the next will be 10 meter band and also 10 watts. As you can see, 9.60, 9.70 and SWR 1.1. Okay, and now let me connect this dummy load after the SWR mini meter. So with this jumper cable, I connected this SWR meter back again and the dummy load into output socket. Okay. And now let me check SWR, which will be after the SWR meter. So firstly, I'm on 10 meter band and I'm running 10 watts. And as you can see, the SWR is 1.35. Okay, the SWR is a little higher, but we need to count with this short piece of cable, which is not perfect match. And also we have to count with so many adapters between the SWR meter and the dummy load. So there is actually some influence. Let me go down to 20 meter band. It's 10 watts and 1.16. And now 80 meter band. It's 10 watts and SWR is 1.0. So as you can see that there is some influence of the SWR in line between the dummy load and the radio or the SWR meter, but this influence is minimal on 80 meter band. It's slightly higher on 10 meter band. Alright, so finally let me connect the magnetic loop antenna and let's test this device under real conditions. So firstly, in AM mode we need to tune the magnetic loop antenna, and in AM mode we can transmit and tune with the knob on the bottom of the mag loop. And we need to find the best SWR. So as you can see here, the SWR is 1 and the power is full 10 watts. Okay, so let's check the SWR meter. As you can see, the LED number 1.0 shines, which means that we have a perfect match. And let's check this display here. The SWR is 1.16. Same SWR as it was with the dummy load. And now I'm going to show you how it looks like when I'm tuning with the antenna. So this is the best SWR 1.0 and I'm slightly moving the knob to the side. And this is SWR more than 3. I'm going back. And we are back on 1.0. So this is how it looks like when I'm tuning the magnetic loop antenna on this little SWR meter. Quite pretty. Well, my disappointment is that when I decrease the power to 5 watts and will tune the antenna again, you see that the LED is shining just very, very faint, and the value on the SWR here is not much visible. So let me show you with 5 watts. Okay, this is 1.0 and little movement with my tuning knob. 1.2, 1.5, 2 and 3. As you see, that 5 watt is really not enough in a real conditions when we have connected an external antenna. It's slightly different with connected the dummy load than the external antenna. So this is my disappointment of this SWR meter, that this SWR meter works properly with higher power than 5 watts. Okay, so let me find the minimal power which we can see any difference in LED shining. So I have here 5 watts set and SWR should be on 1.2. So PTT button, and you see there any maybe very small difference. So that's really barely visible. We are on 5 watts. I increased the power to 6 watts. This is 6 watts. There is a little difference, not much, and that's 7 watts. Yeah, that's much better. Now 8 watts. That's even better. 9 watts. And 10 watts. And now compare it to 5 watts. And 10 watts. Okay, that's a really huge difference. This is really shame that we are not able to measure SWR with this little device on 5 watts, because 5 watts I think is the most popular power with QRP radios. This is the shame. So if you plan to use 10 watts, this is absolutely okay. Well, there are actually 3 options how you can use this SWR meter with your transceiver. The option number 1 is if you fix and connect your SWR meter directly to your radio. Of course, I recommend to use a proper adapter, which is the PL259 to BNC male adapter. It will be much shorter and a little lighter, of course, so you can connect your SWR meter directly to your radio. A second option is to use a jumper cable, and the SWR meter will be not fixed directly to the radio but via this jumper cable, and you can freely move with the SWR meter. And the final option is to use this SWR meter fixed on your antenna right between the coupling loop and the feed line, and you can tune your antenna from the distance, actually from your chair, 4-5 meters away from the antenna. Of course, you need to use at least 10 watts power because of the LED brightness, and it's hard to say how it looks like on the direct sun. And now also let me show you how this SWR meter actually looks like inside. The body is made of aluminum alloy, and here you can see also two sockets, the SO239s. If you wish to open this device, you need to unscrew two screws on the sides of each SO239 socket. Remove this cover from the side. So here we can see three transformers which are secured by the silicone glue to prevent motion inside. Each transformer has 20 turns of the wire. Two of them has one wire on the second side. And also we can find a high power resistors underneath the toroid, also here. And on the other side we can see a short piece of coaxial cable lined through this third transformer. Also we can clearly see on the PCB board there are diodes, and each diode for each LED. So as you can see that each SO239 is extra grounded by this wire lined around. Also here, and is perfectly soldered to the body of the SO239. I found this construction neat, clean, and I will say a good quality. Well, so my conclusion is that it's pretty good SWR meter. The positive things on this little SWR meter is a small size. The power rating is up to 100 watts. The frequency range from 80 to 10 meters. The size is very fine. I would say also construction is made of aluminum alloy. The negative thing is that the minimal power rating is not 5 watts as they declare. I will say that the minimum is 7 or 8 watts, and the best results you can get with 10 watts. Also, there is a small influence on the SWR. If this SWR meter is connected between your antenna and your transceiver, which is really, really small. So thank you very much guys for watching this video. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to meeting you again in my next one, 73, and have a nice day.